Right guys, welcome to today's new video. So obviously the last few months I've been doing a lot of training footage as that's kind of like the bread and butter of the channel, and something I enjoy filming a lot more. These sit down and these talk throughs, I'm not gonna lie, I do struggle with, just because I do start to lose my train of thought, and I'm trying to find that good balance of like planning like a script and notes like I got here, and also trying to like freeball it, because I know I am better freeballing, but sometimes I'll just like start losing my train of thought and all sorts. So I'll have moments I'll just sit there for like 3 minutes trying to figure out like what I'm going to say, because I know I'm trying to say it, but I'm trying to find the best way to communicate it to you guys. So enough of that. So I thought I would do a bulking review. So this basically is going to take place from show day, which was 22nd of August, all the way to the most recent pictures you'll see in this, which is 19th of Feb, today being March 3rd. I've been trying to do this video for a while, but I'm really struggling with the talking over part of this, and it's something I'm going to have to get better at if I want to continue to do the YouTube stuff, because I can't be doing the same content over and over and over again. I need to mix it up a little bit. So let's just start off nice and easy. So we'll start off with stage shots. So morning of show day, I weighed, according to this, 71.1 kilos, and that was after 2 days of refeeding with 500 carb times 2. Or 550, something like that. So yeah, so about 71. It's probably on stage, probably about, after some water and stuff, probably about 72 kilos, give or take. I actually dropped 0.7 because of kilos, because I did refeeding Thursday, Friday, did a day of obviously of deplete, like water, what would it be, water flushing on Saturday. So I lost 0.7 kilos basically of water, and then obviously sucked right up and dried her up. So you can see clearly the condition here is fucking great, like chest striations. Obviously hit a vacuum here, you can see the vacuum's nice and tight and deep, and yeah, overall I was semi happy with what I brought to the stage. I think from the front was okay. Arms and shoulders lacked, we knew this going in, but back unexpectedly flattened out quite a lot after doing my my water flushing. So that was something we need to look at for next time's peak week and whatnot. So yeah, so after that, Josh basically said, look, like, I can't tell you like what to eat, because everyone knows once you come off post comp, the craving and the hunger to eat is like unsatiable. Like, unless you've done a show and you've done that like that night after a competition, you just don't know what it's like. People go, oh, just stop eating. It's like, trust me, it's not that easy. Your brain is like addicted to food beyond belief. It's probably stronger than a fucking heroin addiction. Not that I know what it's like. So yeah, so starting macros he gave me to roughly follow were 200 protein, 45 carb, 50 fat on training days. Rest days, 200 protein, 300 carb, 70 fat. But I think I took the first 2 days, I didn't track, but I was eating, I just kind of like was careful with what I eated, but I also was not like saying do not eat at all, because I know I need to put on that water, rehydrate, and also put that essential fat back onto my body, because I wasn't in dangerous levels of body fat, but I was definitely in unhealthy levels, so needed to get that fat and water back on me ASAP. So I ate that night of show, I ate 6,000 calories in 4 hours, which is fucking ridiculous, baffles me. I could not do that now to save the life of me. So yeah, so I gained 2 kg for overnight from that. So which put me at about, what do we say, if I was about 72, so it's probably about, I was about 73.1 kilos, give or take, on Monday morning. And then said Monday, Tuesday, I kind of just did my own thing, and then Wednesday I got onto tracking and whatnot, and then yeah, within the following 3 days I put on another 4 kilos, which is great. So that then put me about 70. I think it put me about, I would say, probably put me about 76, 77 kilos. But just I was in good condition, but just a lot fuller. So from pictures you'll see here, so this was taken on the 25th of August. As you can see, back's full, but you can see I can hold, where I was saying about, I probably hold a lot more water than I do fat. You can see just by that lower lat area where you can see the lat's quite full. That's just a lot of water being basically like hung around the lat. So I need to find a way to keep that back fullness when I'm on stage, but then obviously not be watery because we want to be dry and crispy. And this is from the front, obviously still with the fake tan. You can see here like the arms they just need to come up to match the rest of my body. But apart from that, condition still holding nicely, very like much healthier, much happier, but then still in good condition. I'm not rebounding hard by any means. I would say my rebound was rather on point for someone who has never done a show before and managed to control obviously the appetite. So yeah. And then the one after that is from the 29th of August. This is when I just started training at Physique. Just fucking around with some side chest and stuff, because who doesn't love a good side chest pose? Yeah, as you can see here, again, condition still pretty good, but just looking fuller and healthier and healthier, which is obviously what you want to do post show. It's that good level of eating enough to get you into those healthy body levels, but then obviously not taking it too far where you actually get fat. Anyway, so from there, it was my first ever rave in almost 2 years, which was sick, and that was on the 29th of August, the bank holiday. As you can see here is a picture of me and Cam absolutely living life to the absolute fullest. I was still pretty fucking shredded, but obviously still full. The smile on my face says that all, I was having a blast. Hands down, probably still today my favourite rave yet. So yeah. And then came Monday, and I was realizing that on rest days I was really struggling to stick to my macros, so I bumped up 100 carb. Just I think because I was not having something to distract me like training on a rest day, I just needed a bit more food to try and like more actual allocated food versus off-plan food to try and help me try and stick to like a routine. So obviously the whole thing about it's about sticking to a plan and learning to stick to a plan. So that way I feel like I'm just more in control, and it definitely worked. So yeah, so 100 carb bump on rest days, so that took me to 400 carbs and 70 fat on training days. So following that, I kind of ran with those macros for a while. My weight was going up quite nicely, so from there we went up to 79 kilos. Yeah, so about around the 5th, the 5th of September, I hit around 165 pounds to 79 kilos. And at that point, I bumped up 50 carbs. So at that point, I was on training days, I was on 200 protein, 450 carbs, and I also bumped my fats up as well to 75 fat. And then training days were still 400 carb and 70 fat. So I was still I was playing around with having a slightly higher fat content in my diet, just so it would basically it would help reduce my insulin sensitivity, and also just kind of break up my metabolism a lot. I wanted to slow down my metabolism so I can make the most of my appetite and actually put weight on. I think people do get quite scared to add fat to their diet even when they're bulking. Obviously it's all within consideration, and it's all down to the person. But I find I can run quite high fat and high carb, and that actually personally benefits me more in terms of digestion and also just in general weight gain and appetite management. So yeah, so from those macros we managed to get up to 80 kilos, and then at that point I bumped up my food again, just by 50 carb and by 5 fat. So at that point we're on 200 protein, 500 carb and about 80 fat, and that would have been around, oh no, I lie, sorry, let me rephrase. When I went from 75 kg to 79 kg, and I did that 50 gram carb bump, actually that would have been not till the end of September. So it was end of September I managed to, I'll try and rearrange that so it makes more sense in the post-editing. But yeah, so end of September, 174 pounds, 79 kilos, and then we hit 80 kilos, start of October, which obviously was kind of like the starting baseline. So it took me, August, September, it took me about 2 months to regain the weight where I started, and obviously I was in much better condition. So if we show some pictures, so I believe this would have been around the start of September. Yeah, I think I've got 9th of September. So yeah, again, see, back was looking fucking full, chest was looking full, arms looking full, everything was just popping, everything was just looking full, but I was still relatively tight, which obviously was ideal. And here's a little back comparison of show day to obviously to 2 months after, and this is what I mean, the difference of what water can make to my back. It just fills up my lats so much more. So I need to try and replicate this full fucking meaty look I've got on the left here, so with this like shriveled up like version on the right. So yeah, and then here is also some posing from when I was at Physique, again probably around 10th start of September. Again, like this was probably one of my most impressive videos I took post. I was just feeling so much better, like I was just feeling big and looking bigger and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, let's catch you guys up to September. So again here, more posing from Physique. And they could begin here. I'd say you'll probably notice these videos at the start, obviously post-comp, I was very confident with how I looked. So, and I was taking a lot more physique updates and whatnot. But then as time went on, as I was getting a bit fatter, I was taking less pictures, just simply because I wasn't happy, obviously, exactly how crispy I was anymore. I was losing vascularity and striations, and obviously it was a bit demoralizing, but obviously eventually you do get used to it. So the updates are still there, just not quite as frequent. So yeah, so we then skip on through. So yeah, so here's some more freestyle posing. Oh yeah, here's probably the first leg update I took after. As you can see, still rather lean. Still got some vascularity going on the quads, some nice separation. And legs is something I do want to bring up heavily this year. Currently only train them once a week, but they will be increased, I reckon, after summer, going into winter. So yeah, here's just some more freeze frame shots from posing, more back stuff. Yeah, sweet. So let's skip on through to October. Right, so this was the start of October when I was hitting around 80 kilos. So I'll insert a picture of like overlapping here. So this is what I look like at 80 kilos this time versus last time. As you can see, large difference, much better condition this time, more muscle, and just generally the look is a lot more mature and better, which obviously what you want. You want to get that muscle maturity and have that more mature look. So yeah, so then then I went on my trip to Dubai, and something I have to say, over the course of post-show, I did end up going on rather a lot of nights out. Not that I regret it at all, I fucking loved every single moment of it. But they did hinder my appetite. Obviously, for me, when I stay up late and I go out of routine, fucks my appetite. Obviously, going out and just being out for obvious reasons fucks your appetite. Being hungover fucks your appetite. So struggling to really maintain. October was probably one of the hardest months to maintain my appetite, just between going out all of September and October, and then also doing a trip to Dubai. And for those of you who don't know, I spent the first 3 months of the 3 months of lockdown 2020 in Dubai. I know that sounds fabulous, but for me, it ended up actually being a very, very dark time mentally for me. I was very, very anxious driven. Like, I would wake up anxious, go to sleep anxious, and obviously I'm not a stress eater. I'm the opposite. When I get anxious and stressed, I don't eat. So I was basically force feeding, and just the thought of going back there kind of like re-sparked some old feelings, which I wasn't very keen on. So, but I wanted to go because I wanted to see my dad, as it was his 50th birthday. So did a week in Dubai where I ate like crap. I ate about 3 meals a day, and they were like shit meals. I think I ate one meal. I'd have breakfast at home, but then like the rest of my meals I would eat out. So absolutely no track. Still trained, but was not tracked. So when I got back, I basically went onto a meal plan, and I dropped my. I was doing 3. So I was doing breakfast, which was 2 bagels, 150 grams of Weetabix minis, then rice, chicken 3 times. And then what I did was I dropped the rice because I found my appetite in the morning was really, really bad. So no, I dropped the cereal, got rid of the cereal. So I was just having 2 bagels, and then increased the rice on all 3 of my meals, just a little bit more to make up for it. So I ended up basically dropping my carbs down by 75, just because I needed to reset my diet and build my way back up again. And from there I did that. So got up to, built my way back up. November was productive. Put on more mass. I think during November I got all the way up to an all-time high of 100 £179, which is obviously, again, this is all new weight for me, which I was really gassed for. And then went out end of November and basically ended up getting extremely ill. So the first week of December, I lost 7 pounds, and they were like hard pounds to get back as well. I was very, very ill for 5 days, barely ate. And it ended up being like a combination of like tonsillitis and just like a stomach bug I had or something. I just couldn't keep food down. I was vomiting all night. It wasn't great. Did not recommend. So yeah, so from there, had to then obviously again reset, build my food back up against what it was before. So by then I was doing, if I believe, if I'm correct, doing 2 bagels, 200 grams of chicken 3 times, with also 140 grams of rice 3 times as well. And then yeah, so then got to New Year, and we managed to get all the way up to 107. Oh, we got back to 180 pounds, and then ended up basically having quite a lot of time off with New Year because I ended up working quite a lot over Christmas, which like in early mornings, which again threw me off my schedule. But we managed to hit 181 pounds basically as an all-time high in December. So let's track back and do some reviews over the November-December period. So this was December 11th. Again, you can see back is now a lot fuller. Way less leaner though. At this point, that I haven't really got any Christmas. Well, I haven't got any like feathered Christmas tree going on. It's just big, full, and fat, which we like. Again, here's another one, and then here's a quick round of posing I did. Just kind of going through all different types of poses because I don't like limiting myself to physique poses. I actually find physique poses are actually my worst. I actually think I look better in classic poses and some even in men's open poses. So yeah, just having a little fuck about with the pump, and it was nice, mate. Let's track through to December, and then here we go. So here's it came to the Christmas period. Here the legs are looking fucking nice. It was nice to actually get my legs out and be proud of them again. After prep them turning into twiglets, and yeah, so you can see a lot of fullness here in the chest as well. In this update, which was the start of January, delts have come up a significant amount, which I really wanted to do, which bring my delts. My arms have not come up as much as I wanted them to, which I've now made some adjustments for in my split now going on into March. But I wanted to finish off a few more rounds of the rotation with this split because I wanted to bring out my shoulders a bit more, which I have done. So shoulders are now looking much more on par to the chest, obviously with my chest being my most dominant muscle group. So from the start of New Year, I then increased my food. So at that point I was doing 2 bagels in the morning, I was doing 200 grams of chicken, 150 grams of raw weight rice 3 times. So, and I also added in a scoop of EAs because I was not doing EAs before, just simply because I didn't want to spend money on EAs every month. I know it's bad, but I had other priorities to spend my money on. So, and EAs aren't an essential thing. So, they are an essential thing, but you know what I mean. Which obviously increased my protein at that point. So, give or take, that roughly takes my macros to 220 protein, 450 carb, but I was also doing quite a lot of butter on meals, so 100 fat. So yes, a significant amount of food, and that's where it takes us now to basically the 19th of February, which is the most recent updates here. So yeah, so currently gaining back all my all the lost weight, and between all the losing weight, the lost of appetite, the trips away, I'm quite happy with what I've achieved in the time period considering all I have done. I've got another month left of this gaining phase, and the plan is now to bump up my food again to 550 carb, probably going to jump up 100 carb because I'm going to introduce juices. I'm going to probably add about 330 milliliters of orange juice to all my rice chicken meals, and then hopefully see if we can push up to about 187 to 190 pounds before now doing a 12-week cleanup before we go on the holiday to Barcelona, which I'm very excited for because we will be filming that. We'll be getting travel clips, we'll be getting clips from in the venues, from pissing about the hotel, traveling around Barcelona. As you can tell, I'm very, very excited for, and I can't wait to document it and show you guys and take you guys along with it. So yeah, so that kind of concludes the video. I'm sorry, I'm quite shit at these sit down videos. I just kind of, I don't feel like, I feel like I could do better, but I feel like if I keep recording them like over and over again, the same clips, it's just gonna be crap. So I'm gonna try and get better at these. If not, I'm gonna try and just find ways to get videos done, which I can avoid doing these sit down talks with, because I'm really shit at these sit down talks. Anywho, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, leave a comment. I've done this whole post-show phase myself, so if you want any coaching, obviously, and you'd like to do a bulking phase, and you want to have similar results to me, I'll try my best, but hit the link down below for coaching. But in the meantime, guys, subscribe, like, share to a fellow cunt, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.